Hey, how's it going, guys? Wes Björnsson here. I'd come out to one of the places that I go to a lot to just kind of think. It's a great place to take a walk. It's just a big graveyard beside my house. And while I was up here, I kind of realized I've never really touched on the topic of visualization in arm wrestling. And it is extremely important. And I feel like there's a whole subcategory of arm wrestler that doesn't really employ this innate ability that human beings have, right? I think other than actual elbow on the table arm wrestling, visualizing the situation, visualizing a match, visualizing an opponent, I think is probably the most important teacher in the sport. It is a tool that, if used responsibly, can make you a more powerful athlete. Used irresponsibly, it can make you a far lesser athlete. So I suppose in that respect it's a skill that you have to develop. And what does an irresponsible visualization look like? Okay, say I've got a match with Richard Lupke's coming up, right? And in my head, I am just drilling through Richard Lupke's. Just he's got nothing for me. That's irresponsible visualization. That's not how that match is going to go. I'm not gaining any benefit from thinking about that, from dedicating time into that, because it's basically just a fantasy. I'm just fantasizing the situation that isn't real. Well, in that respect, what does responsible visualization look like? Okay, responsible visualization is something that you derive actual technical benefit from. And this applies to people from brand new arm wrestlers to super advanced arm wrestlers. I consider myself sort of a medium guy. I've never been the best in the world, obviously. But you know, I can kind of hold my own in the sport now. And I understand technical premise and how to do stuff. Okay. So the other day I'm going to work and I'm driving there and I've got time to kind of think about my upcoming match, right? And I realize my usual tactic of a double capped top roll looks like this from my perspective. These two fingers I use for containment, and these two fingers kind of secure my thumb in place, right? I realized by just visualizing what that looks like, that may not be the best course of action for top rolling for me, especially in the straps. Okay, I think the double cap has a lot of application outside of a strap. In the strap, however, I keep getting drilled. I keep getting drilled when I try to use this move. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why? What is happening? So I'm visualizing the wrap. I'm visualizing my opponent's hand in my hand. And I realize that when I do that, look how thin the cross-section is that he's gripping, right? It's super thin. He's able to get all the way to the back of my hand. So what's a quick solution to that? Okay, uncap, flex my thumb that way, and rotate my knuckles a little bit out. Look how much thicker that cross-section is as opposed to that. That's almost a whole nother inch of hand he's going to have to grab just to get to the back of my hand. Not only will that make that cross-section of hand thicker, it will give my opponent that false confidence that all top rollers want a hooker to have, right? They all want to feel like, yeah, I can just, and it's over. And the way it does that is my knuckles are pointed down, so I'm already loaded to explode out, right? And he's gripping here as opposed to here. So when that explosion happens, look how much knuckle is going to come over onto his fingertips. Now this is a small thing that I bet a million other arm wrestlers already know, right? And it's probably why half the community doesn't cap. But it was new to me. And I didn't discover it by watching a John Brzezinski video. I didn't discover it by listening to Derek Smith. I didn't discover it by rifling through the Devin Larratt files. All three of these things are valid ways to get information. But I feel like the most important tool that an arm wrestler can utilize is visualization. Because you're going to teach yourself something. And I feel like that's what responsible visualization is. It's not, like I said, it's not me drilling through Richard Lupke's. It's me coming to the understanding that that my ability to do this is just not enough, right? And that maybe I should make some augmentations to the way I'm gripping, to the way I'm setting up. Maybe I should get my elbow higher, load my pronation, uncap, point my knuckles down a little bit. These are all things that I think I've taught to myself through visualization. And I think that a huge amount of arm wrestlers don't utilize this technique, especially new guys. So sorry for the quick video, guys. Usually this would be like a whole big fucking production, but I was just walking out here. It's one of my usual spots, and I kind of wanted to touch on the topic. I realized I've never even brought it up on the channel, and I don't recall ever seeing any arm wrestlers really talk about it, even though I know at a high level they all do it, right? So advice to remember: if you've got a match coming, a super match, a tournament, you should have won that match, that super match, that tournament 1,000 times in your head before you ever actually got to the day. Dedicate a little time while you're driving. Dedicate a little time while you're sitting on the couch watching TV. Just look at your own hand. Play with the idea of arm wrestling. What's it look like when you do this and you leave that thumb all stuck up and shit? Does that mean your thumb gets broken? Does that mean you have a better hook? What does that mean? Thank you guys for all the support, all the views. I'm happy that I'm finally kind of coming back to YouTube. I sort of lost interest, but it's back. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.